Hi everyone, so today I'm excited to share with you Tonic's new craft kit number 98. Wow, I mean they're so close to 100 now. It is the craft kit for this month, I suppose, going into December. So you usually see a preview like on the 20th, and that means in the following month, that's what you'll be receiving. And if you sign up during that time, or if you order the one-off, that's what you will be receiving, right? Until the end of the period, like that following month. When the 20th hits, then it's the new one, right? The next one for the following month. I hope that makes sense. So I did get this a little bit late, so I'm super excited to try this out for you guys. It's, I believe, Santa's shaker tags, which we love a shaker tag. Super cute. So I will say that Tonic did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I'll have in the description box for the US and the UK will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. I generally have them for the membership, so if you want to become a member, I believe you can skip if there are certain ones you want to skip, as they come out. If not, you would just cancel and sign up again when you would like. Or you can do the one-off, meaning I just want this one, I don't want a membership, which again, you can cancel anytime. It does have a little bit higher cost if you're doing the one-off than if you were to do the membership. And, if you're a member, you always get 10% off the site. So just something to think about. But let's open this up because I'm super excited to try this out. Very cute. It's going to be adorable. Look at this. So I do have the brochure. Sometimes I don't have this because it depends, the samples I receive. But we do have this guy, Santa's shaker tags. Look how cute this is. A little stocking, little gift in the stocking. That is so adorable. So there's another shaker here. They're doing like a circular one, the little bow on that. That is very cute. Some little holly and things. Super cute. So this is going to list out what is in the kit. I will say on their site, if you use my link and pop over there, again, down in the description box, it will have a list of everything that's in there too. So you'll have images, but also the information that you would want. So if you want to pause it there, there you go. Cute. So a lot of inspo on this one. There you go. And like I said, 10% discount off every order, when you're a current member, right? So let's look at the meat and potatoes. Oh, okay. So, okay. There's a lot of things. Sometimes these items are in like the bag here. So we have some double-sided tape. Oh, I love this. This is like more like a 1/4 inch. It does say 6 millimeters by 5 meters, 1/4 inch by 16. Yeah, that's what I thought. It looked like a 1/4 inch, and there it is. So we have the double-sided tape there. You have your stickers. Again, I always put mine down here if you want to put them like in this area, that circle. But I always put mine down lower. And I love the new stickers because they come with these extra ones that every quarter Tonic will send you, if you're a current member, or even if you're doing the one-off purchase, it'll just come with it, a binder. So every 3 months you have, these guys will fit into a binder. So on the side, you can put these on there, so just quickly as you look at it from the side, you already know what's in there. So you have those. We have some dimensional foam pads, a nice big sheet of those. This is a 5 millimeter, 2 millimeter thick, 609 squares. Good stuff. Okay, so we have some foil transfer type things. So these guys, they're rub-ons and they leave adhesive. And then if you have cold foil rolls or the Tonic cold foil rolls, you can add those on. And they leave that color behind, right? The foil. So very cool. Actually, since it's here, I'll go ahead and open that up. It says the Santa's Shaker Tags Foil Fusion Adhesive Kits. And that's, their line is called Foil Fusion. So we have sentiments, we have images, and I can see we have dies for those guys too. So yeah, there's 4 sheets of the same thing here with the trees, with the stripe, with this little swirl. You have the cute little bell, some candy canes. You have things like Happy Holidays, No Peeking, Jingle All the Way, Have You Been Naughty or Nice, Ho Ho Ho, all those kinds of things. You can pause there if you'd like to see. And they will not be gray. They'll be gray when you apply them. I think it comes out really, really lightly. But when you put the foil on there, then obviously it'll be the color of the foil. And then our dies. Oh, okay, that's the difference. I was going to say, sometimes you have stamps, right? A clear photopolymer stamp set. Okay, I don't know if this is correct. I have 2 of the same die set, unless they're doing those 2 so you can run them through quicker. But, yeah, I don't think so, because I saw in the samples here, the stockings. Oh, and then the circle, right? So, I will pause and see what is supposed to be contained in here. Okay, guys, yeah, so I went and looked at the listing, and I'm sorry I'm so close up. Yes, it's supposed to have 2 different sheets. You see how the instructions are the same, and see the circular one. So the other sheet would have the circles, the stocking, the little gift, the candy cane, I believe, and then some other, you know, like the holly, because I don't see the holly on here and things like that. So unfortunately, I do have a duplicate here. You know, check your kit. If you have some mistake like this, let them know so that they can send you out the correct items. Okay, guys? But right now for this tutorial review, I'll only have this one sheet basically. Actually, it's kind of nice because when I look at this, I think they want you to cut out a few at a time, you know, to make the height. You can definitely run these through. I mean, some foam if you have bigger pieces of dimensional foam, but sometimes this stuff will really squish it down in a way that damages it. So anyway, but this is another good way of just doing that. And we've done that here on the channel where you do several frames, and that'll give you the height you need for the sequins or whatever you're going to put inside to roll around. So, you know, I'll be able to cut this out a little faster. I will give you some idea of how big these are. Of course, I don't have the other circular one. But this guy is just under 3 inches tall and 1 3/4 inches wide. This guy is just at 3 inches wide there, or in that direction, and just under 2.5 inches tall. Okay, and then the little decorations for those, which is really sweet. I love this little guy. I'm glad that we have the matching pieces for that at least, so we can finish that. And then the little bow, right, that we saw, I showed you guys. So you have like the center and some different layers for that, which is cute. You have your little ornament with some layers that you might want to use, and then the tree with another inlay kind of layer there. Okay, and then these would cut out the sheets that we saw earlier, the foil sheets, right? Okay, so let's see what's in our little gray bag of joy. I'll grab this guy. Okay, so we have a Nuvo Dream Drops in a beautiful red. That's very lovely. It's called Rudolph's Nose. How cute is that? And the Dream Drops are like a pearlescent drop. I don't know if you can kind of see maybe the pearlescent look of it there. Very cool. I mean, this literally just arrived, and I was like, let's make the video. So I popped on. So cute. So hopefully I'll have that video for you guys today, right now, as soon as I'm done. Oh, this is so cute. So the sparkles, or your embellishments here, you have your Nuvo embellishments. This one's called Santa Sparkles, and it has the cutest little red dots. I think they're all red, or there are some of the ones, they look like they're all red, but then you turn it a certain way, it looks silver. That's very interesting. And then the green stars. And this one, of course, is gorgeous, is your festive trinkets. And it's some different sizes of sequins. Oh, you know what? I said different sizes, but I think they're all the same. I'm just looking at it right now. Don't they all look pretty much the same? At first glance, I thought there were some larger ones. But yeah, it looks like they're all the same. Beautiful gold. It's like a more brassy kind of gold. And then we have, honey gold. I love honey gold. That's the classic name of the gold paper that Tonic puts out. So I love that probably coordinates really well, right? So you have your honey gold. And then opera red, which both of these papers, they have the metallic gold, the honey gold, and then they have the opera red metallic, which is really, really nice and deep, as you can see, just like this one. That's so cool. Love that. Okay, and then our papers, and on the listing there, it has all the names of the papers, but, you know, maybe this is some opera red paper. Let me see. Let me go back and look. Because I know opera red has a really different kind of beautiful color. Yeah, so your mirror card is opera red and harvest gold. Okay, so again, honey gold I think is their classic. So okay, we have that. You can see me there, my ring light. Sorry about that. Beautiful. Some green Craft Perfect paper. I will say about the Craft Perfect, actually there's 2 tones of green here, or 2 shades. It has a linen texture on one side, and the other side is a little less linen texture, although you can kind of see it, and I like to stamp on that side. If you need to stamp on that side, it's a little, you know, flatter. So you have those beautiful greens, that beautiful harvest gold. Sorry about my lighting, making everything look crazy here. Our beautiful red paper, some black paper, some a little bit lighter red, I suppose it's cherry red, and then rose pink. I was gonna say it's a little pinkish. So this is your rose pink, that's your cherry red. I love this cherry red, I use that all the time. And then you have 2 sheets of acetate, and these are thick. Does it say on here how? It says heavyweight ×2, so heavyweight, there you go. Because that is some thick acetate. Okay, well, let me think about the little tag we want to make. I'll probably just make it, you know, with this guy. Of course, like it shows here, you can pop them on a card or just make it a tag on its own, however you want to use that. But let me think about what I want to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I already grabbed some of the items I want to use. You can see here on the instruction, let me bring this out. They're going to want you to do a topper piece, you know, the frame. your acetate, and then the background piece, right? So they're showing you here, you just cut off the little circle off your acetate, you know. To be honest, that's probably just an extra step. You don't really have to do that because it'll just be in between these, and maybe it makes that sturdier. So if I do that, I'll probably just leave it. But it does make it easier to figure out where you want to put it. You can put it anywhere, right? Because as far as the circle is concerned, because it's gone, so it'll just fit anywhere. But I think I'm gonna leave mine to make it sturdier for the tag. And then they're saying here, let me go back. You want one base, 6 walls, or like the frame, and then one of the base cut out from the acetate, right? So fortunately for me, I have a piece of acetate the other day that I came across, and I had mentioned in a video. I'm like, oh, I have this from Tonic as packaging that they had used, but it's the same stuff. So I'm just gonna cut mine from this because I have it. But again, you have it in your kit. We're gonna use this guy. This is what I'm gonna use for the background, and I'm going to try and get the foil on it. So we will see how successful I am with that, because again, this is textured. I'm gonna use the side that's not textured. Let me see which of these guys. Where did I do with? Hello. Like, where did I put them? They're underneath here. Let's use. Oh, they're also cute. I'll use this shape, I suppose. Again, their sizings. This one's a little bit bigger than this guy. I'll use that guy, and then we're gonna need this. We'll come back to do like this stuff in just a moment. So I'm going to cut this out first because I don't want to put the foil and then roll it through and then maybe it comes off, or, you know, something like that. So I'm going to run this through to have it. So this is our background piece. I love this green. It's so pretty. I'm also going to run this through, and most machines have enough pressure to cut this, no problem. If you have a machine that has a metal shim, I would say cut into the metal shim, but generally the pressure machines have nowadays can cut it. Your acetate, so really thick stuff. So I'll run that through. It does have a protective sheet on it, or layer. You want to take that off, of course. And I'm going to run that through. And then they're recommending to have 6 of your frame. Yeah, I'm going to call it a frame. So I'm going to do 1 from this, because that's what I want at the very top. And then the other 5 I'm going to cut just from white paper, because you're going to cover them up anyway, and I'm not going to do 5 layers of this beautiful upper red, or 6 layers, you know. So 1 just like this, because that's our pretty uppermost layer. Is that a word? Anyway, and then 5 more just of white paper. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I have my pieces. So what they were showing here, actually, as far as cutting it off, it says if it's cut in an incomplete way, instead of like trying to get that, just cut it off. That's what they were talking about there. And then they're saying, you know, 6 of the walls, or more or less, depending on, you know, what you put into your piece. So I do have 5 white walls, or frames, like I call them. Have the uppermost one. And then I have the acetate, which maybe I will actually glue together right now, because it's very slippery and I want that to stay together really well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to glue that together right now. We're going to put our sentiment on that green piece. Actually, sorry, I forgot to show you. It's right here. That's the full one also. So the acetate and then the background piece are the full piece. If you're sticking this to a card, you don't really have to put that background piece if you don't want to. So, you know, if you're just going to attach it to a card. But if you want, obviously, the background to be different from your card base, you're going to want to put that on. So I'm just barely putting some glue on this. I'm going to put some weight on this and let that come together as one, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, while I'm waiting for that to set up, I'm going to try to put a sentiment on here. It's cute. Have you been naughty or nice? How about that? So I'm going to cut one of these guys out. And again, these are just transfers, so, you know, just cut where you need, or what you need. And then a lot of times you can do this with a popsicle stick, a wooden stick. I have this. Some people like to run it through their machines. Oh, you know what? I kind of messed that one up. I can see that I stretched the H. Oh, sorry, I know you can't see that. So let me do that again. Okay, let's just pick another one. Let's go no peeking. Now I'll be more careful when I remove this. Again, it just got delivered, so I'm sure it was in a hot van. So let me do that more carefully. There we go, without stretching that. Okay, I know it's hard to see, so I'm just gonna take it and pop it like right here. And I'm just gonna take this guy. And it's interesting because it's very light gray. I don't know if you can see the difference. Let me show you. When I started rubbing it down, you can see it's darker here. I don't know if you can tell, but I can. It looks like if it was wet, you know? That's what it looks like. So I'm just going to make sure that that is really on there. Start peeling some of this up. And then I do it slowly as I can, just to make sure all the little bits are there. Okay, very good. And like I said, it's like gray. And I'm going to use the gold. I could have had this cut already. It's not going to dry because it's tacky. It'll stay tacky like that for a minute. I'm going to take this off of here. And as a little sticker, I'm going to pick at that. I'll be right back. Okay, so you don't need the biggest piece, at least not for this one. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. Hopefully that works. The amount, that looks good. I'm going to cover that up. And you can use your fingers. You can kind of already see, I don't know if you can see the way it's like holding on to the lettering. Just be gentle with it. You see? And then if it didn't stick, you just place it back down again and just let it pop on there. Very good, very good. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Cute. And that beautiful gold. Okay. Let me check if the frame is ready to go, and then we'll start putting this together. Okay. So you know me, I like to put just like a weight, if that's like a cutting plate or something like that, just on top of my cards or things like this. So in the instruction they're showing you to go ahead and just build this up, starting with the base piece. But I mean, if you want to frame these up behind the other piece first, whatever it is you want, but I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm just going to take these, since there are 5 of these guys, pop them on top. Nice and neat. Right. And then the next one, and the next one, and the next one, right? I'll do this until I get to this last layer, because we're going to put in our spangles, or sparkles, and I will be right back. Right? All in there. And the very bottom one, you really do want to make sure, actually with all of them, that you're getting the glue right to the very edge. Maybe give it a little zhuzh, because you don't want your sequins getting stuck in between the layers. Okay, I'll be right back. I just stacked them all up, and what I'm going to do is, again, put some weight on top, like a machine and everything, and I'll be back. Okay, so I just left there for maybe a minute or so while I cleaned up. Oh, and it's right down here. There we go. Okay, and whenever I make a shaker, I do not overfill it. I don't get too crazy. Just enough so it actually shakes. If you put too much, it'll just be too much, and then the thing won't shake, right? So we want shakeability. Do I have to tear it? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna cut it. I feel like whenever I try to pull that, it just, you know, on any of these packages that are like this kind of thing, I feel like I tear it wrong. So they're nice and neat. We're just gonna cut from one side to the other. And get some of these little guys out. It's really packed in here. And like I said, just a bit, guys. I mean, and you probably think that's too little, but honestly, I just want it to move and shake and be cute. You fill it up, sometimes it just is, it's just too much. They end up right on top of each other and they don't want to move. Okay, so now that we have this, and like I said, I left the whole circle on this one. It's not saying not to leave it. It's just saying if it didn't cut it out nicely, you know, you can do the cutting it off. I'm going to go on this instead of the other piece because I don't want to manhandle it too much. Ah. Okay. And again, not so much that it's like squeezing out everywhere, but just enough that when I put this top piece on, it'll do its thing. Some people like to hit this with, you know, a dryer sheet or like an anti-static pad. I feel like it builds up static later anyway, so I don't even do it to begin with. But I'm just going to pop that on there. And this is slippery, so I probably won't put weight on it until I'm sure that it's staying where I want, which is literally right here. So I'm just going to wait a moment. Sorry, you know, if I put something on it, it might slide. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, well that is staying with a little bit of weight on top. I'm going to use, I think, one of these little guys. So I want a background piece, and then, you know, from your beautiful papers you have, from scraps of paper you have, however you want, something in the background, this cute little topper bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut out the bow too. Let's use this from some gold paper, and I'll be right back. I mean, how cute and dainty are these pieces? Okay, we don't need that, we don't need this. Okay, so I just got scraps from my stash here, and this cute little green on there. You definitely want to run that other one through and have some acetate behind there just so it looks clear and glossy. That'd be cute, right? Just like we did the shakers, but with acetate. And then this guy, let's see, I'm going to put a little glue in the center. These pieces pretty much mimic that, so maybe we give it a little zhuzh, or maybe we do it this way. Right, it's just going over the same bits, but I was giving it a little bit of dimension. And then maybe in the middle I put a rhinestone or the pearl drops, right? You can do that. A lot of times I don't use the pearl drops or the drops in the video because I need them to dry. So, you know, when you take a picture so you can see exactly what that looks like. But maybe we'll use it today, even if it doesn't dry in time, you'll have an idea. But it does have a center here. I'm just trying to put that in so it's about the same. I'm gonna keep moving on me. There we go. It does have a center on the die. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's get these to the side here and bring this little guy out, give it its first shake. Super cute. Like I said, I just like things to move, so again, I don't overfill it. How cute is that? Let's see. This little guy here, I don't know if I was gonna put this on. Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna do. Put the little bow on the ornament, so it's just like a big bow. Super cute. You have the double-sided adhesive in there. You know, you have your foam adhesive. If you want to pop that up on a foam adhesive, that'd be great too. Before I get too far, and I probably should wait even for that, I'm going to add just some twine that I have here, some baker's twine. A big foofy bow would be really, really beautiful. And I think I will do a bow just so you have a little something more to look at, but you can definitely just do that thing where you fold it in half and put it through. All that good stuff. I'm trying to take my time to do a bow here. That's how you want to use it, or however. Okay. And that way I can work with this and not be afraid that I'm going to knock it off right now while the glue is still wet. Hot glue would be great. Put it like right here. I mean, if you wanted to put twine on that ornament too, that would be adorable. Put that there. And let me see. That is very, very cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to move it over just a little bit like that. And then we'll take this guy. And I've given tutorials on this before. When you go to use this, I always give it a squeeze just to make sure it's ready to go. That's not like just full of air in here or do something funny. See, it's already going. And when you go to apply them, you don't touch the nozzle to your paper and then squeeze, because that's not going to work. So just from a little bit higher up, just start squeezing. And when you stop squeezing, I kind of go like this, usually. Give it a little something. Maybe you want to tap it from the back there so it rounds out more. And depending on how much you squeeze, that's how big your dot will be. So maybe I'll squeeze a little bit longer on this one, or a little bit more. And that one's going to be bigger than the one we just did, and maybe just a little bit less. And have a smaller dot. And again, this is a little scrap of paper, but usually I tap it from the back. If it's a card, I'll just kind of hit it just to get that domed out really nice and round. Okay, so I'm going to add one here and try to get a nice picture for you guys. And I did squeeze that for quite a minute to get a nice big pearl on there. And again, I can just kind of tap, 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 tap to kind of round that out and dome it out. Look how perfect that is. So cute. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry I didn't have, you know, the whole set there to share with you today, but check your kits and make sure you have both sets and of dies, and give them a call or give them an email if you do not. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.